Hello, my name is Daniela Manzano, and today I want to talk to you about the critical importance of energy storage in securing a greener future for our planet. Every year, billions upon billions of metric tons of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane enter our atmosphere through the combustion of fossil fuels. In 2017, U.S. electricity production alone generated over 1,775,000,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. That's almost 30% of all greenhouse gas emissions in the United States for that year. So, despite the adverse environmental effects that we know are caused by powering our homes and commercial facilities across the globe with these fossil fuel power plants, why haven't we made the mass transition to renewables by now? Unfortunately, there are a number of barriers that keep renewable energy resources from becoming competitive with big oil and gas names in the industry. One of the most evident obstacles to transitioning to exclusively renewable sources is their inability to provide base power. Unlike oil and natural gas, wind and solar power are not dispatchable, meaning they cannot increase or decrease their power output quickly. Additionally, they are intermittent or not continuously available and would need another power source to complement them when outputs are low and demands are high. On its own, wind power output at any given time is dependent on a number of highly fluctuating variables. For example, all wind turbines have cut-in speeds at which they start producing power and cut-out speeds at which they must shut down in order to avoid damage. And as you probably already know, when it comes to solar energy, solar output is dependent on sun exposure. In sum, neither of these sources can reliably supply power on their own due to their highly variable dependencies. But this wouldn't be the case with the implementation of a proper energy storage system. With an energy storage system, intermittent energy sources wouldn't be unreliable. Instead of relying on sunny days or high wind speeds, energy at times of high output or low demand can be stored and then dispatched when demand surpasses supply, creating a stable and reliable power grid. There are several options for energy storage technology at all levels of the power grid, such as thermal storage, hydrogen, and batteries. Although we mostly think of batteries for our TV remotes and video game controllers, batteries can also be used for large-scale energy storage. Advancements in the battery industry are key to propelling energy storage technology forward, and the recent boom in electric vehicles has definitely helped towards that cause, with increased battery production and lowered costs. Currently, lithium-ion battery costs hover at around $200 per kilowatt hour. However, they are projected to drop to almost $60 per kilowatt hour by 2030. And lithium-ion batteries are only getting better. A startup in California called Sila Nanotechnologies is currently producing lithium-ion batteries with a silicon-based anode instead of the typical graphite-based anode, and these batteries have increased energy storage capacity. This is only one company of hundreds or thousands across the country and the world working towards revolutionizing the battery industry and creating a better battery. With renewables and energy storage systems integrated into the smart grid, both utilities and consumers will benefit. Utilities will be able to distribute intermittent energy sources, and consumers can produce their own energy and return excess energy back to the grid or use an energy storage system to store the excess output. Like many of the problems studied in the field of computational sustainability, this grid interface will have to be modeled for optimization. What source of energy to distribute at what time, how much energy to store and how much to distribute, where to place generation and distribution points, and more, in order to minimize costs for both utilities and consumers while meeting energy demand needs. Upgrading energy storage technology is one of the biggest stepping stones in moving towards a future grounded in renewable energy. Hopefully, we continue to make great strides in this field for a cleaner and greener tomorrow.